Shoptalk is one of the largest commerce conferences in the world, bringing together thousands of founders, operators, and retail leaders who are actively building what comes next. Today's episode comes to you from the floor of Shoptalk Spring 2026 in Las Vegas, where I caught up with some of the sharpest operators and founders in retail. Let's get into it. All right, Dave Goulas back here at Shoptalk, and I'm with Danielle Satterwhite from the Lifecycle Lab. Hey, Danielle.
Hi, nice to meet you, or nice to see you.
Yes, glad we could connect and do this. So Danielle, you've got quite an impressive resume with big enterprise brands within the retail and e-commerce ecosystem. You've been with Amazon, with Meta, most recently with TikTok Shop, and now you've launched your own agency to help brands with growth, right?
That's right.
So let's talk about the Lifecycle Lab and what you do.
Yes, so I focus on lifecycle marketing or customer marketing. So that's anything post-acquisition. I'm talking about the emails that you send out for your welcome series. I'm talking about loyalty. I'm talking about retention. Retention is the big name of the game, and using the different channels, including email and SMS and push and the website, to keep customers engaged.
Yeah, and we hear so much about, particularly with brands in the e-com space, about how much people are paying for the first sale, and then they're not retaining those customers.
That's
and it's
right.
almost like it's a big waste, right?
That's right.
When you look at that. So why is it so important with what you do, like to I guess talk about what you do and how it helps brands?
Yeah. So most brands, especially D2C brands, are focusing on acquisition. They're focusing on getting those new customers because, let's be honest, that's what investors are asking for. That's what seems important on, the spreadsheets. You always want to get new customers, but like you said, if you're getting 100 new customers, but only one new customer makes a repeat purchase, then you're losing 99 potential customers that you paid for. So by me focusing on your retention efforts, which I do through email, through website, through subscription feature updates, then you are saving on your customer acquisition costs. So it's costing you less to acquire new customers, and you're increasing your customer lifetime value.
Okay, and how would you say your experience at these big corporate e-com giants has really helped you now that you're on your own as an agency?
Yeah, so it's been a really, really great experience just learning from how the big guys do it. They have, all of the resources in the world, but the interesting thing is that a lot of them build their own tools. So I would use a homegrown CRM, a homegrown tool for targeting and segmentation for text messaging, and by helping the companies build these tools, I understand exactly what's important. And I also understand how to reach massive customer bases. So at TikTok Shop, I was in charge of reaching out to our customers, which are shoppers on TikTok Shop, as well as our creators, as well as sellers. We had millions of sellers. So I think just learning from the frameworks and the resources of the really large companies has really put me in an advantage. And so now when I'm working with the smaller companies, I understand the smallest, the MVP, the smallest change you can make to have the biggest impact, since I've done everything. I've tried it all.
Okay, all right. And so given what you do now, why is it so important for an agency like yours to be here at Shoptalk?
Oh my gosh, it's so important. You meet so many great people. This is my second day here, my first time at Shoptalk, and I've already made a lot of really great connections with people that I'm sure that I'll work with in the future. I'm meeting a lot of potential retailers as well as other types of partners. Got the opportunity to do this podcast here, so it's of the utmost importance that you attend conferences like Shoptalk.
Okay, and couldn't let this interview I couldn't not talk about AI, because AI is the subject of of everything here. There's so many AI companies, everyone's talking about it. How do you see AI affecting commerce, retail commerce and e-commerce in the coming year?
Yes, so hot take. I am in DTC e-commerce because I feel like AI is going to help DTC e-commerce. It's going to help everyone except for SaaS companies are going to take a hit from all of the AI, but there's going to be more retail. There will be more physical goods because people are craving authenticity and real things and analog. So I think that's the space to be in. And AI is just going to help with things like personalization and, of course, agentic AI, just being able to do things like shop through your AI tool. And for people like me with an agency of one, it is a lifesaver. I get so much done with my team of AI.
Okay, all right, and Danielle, if people want to find out more about you and potentially work with you, what's the best way people can reach out?
Absolutely. Again, my name is Danielle Satterwhite with the Lifecycle Lab, and my website is lifecyclelabmarketing.com, so please visit me there. Thank you so much.
Danielle, thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, back here at Shop Talk, and I am with Marco from Loop Returns. Hey, Marco.
How's it going?
Hey, fantastic. How about you?
Doing well, thank you.
So, Shop Talk, the show just kicked off. The energy here is crazy. For a company like Loop that's been around for a while, why do you guys come to Shop Talk?
Variety of reasons. I mean, we have a lot of customers that we get to meet and talk to. A lot of prospects that we also get to interact with where active conversations are happening or new ones are starting. We have a lot of partners here as well, and so it's a great way to kind of, let's say, get a lot of things done in one efficient and jam-packed week. So yeah, it's super productive for us.
Okay, all right, and AI is all the rage here at the show. So many AI companies themselves, and everybody's talking about what AI they have and what it's doing. So I mean, from your perspective, how have you seen AI change e-commerce over the past year?
I mean, definitely from a marketing and positioning perspective, everyone's leaning into it and everyone's trying to, I don't know if you want to say like win the race, but get ahead of the curve for sure. But most importantly, I think what I always look at and what I always ask is how is it making things more valuable for customers and for clients? And I think some platforms have been able to prove it out, some are still trying to figure it out. We're seeing a lot of value ourselves within our product and with our customers. So it's just something that you have to adopt and get with the times, and if you're not evolving, then you're going to fall behind. And everyone is really at that point where they're trying to figure it out, get it implemented, and drive value as best they can, and there's still a lot that remains to be seen.
Okay, all right, and so if people are not familiar with Loop, talk about what you do and how you help your customers.
Yeah, for sure. Loop is a post-purchase operations platform that's really like focused on retention. So we started with returns, got into tracking, now have order editing, package protection, checkout plus, and other things within the checkout to continue to improve repeat purchases, customer lifetime value, and overall make the most of the customers that brands work so hard and spend so much money to acquire, to improve that experience and retain them, and then continue to drive great experiences with them that are going to drive more revenue for brands.
Okay, absolutely. And people want to get in touch, what's the best way they can do so?
LoopReturns.com. You can find plenty more information on our site. You can speak with one of your vendors. We're probably partnered with them or integrated with them as well. And yeah, we're excited to hear from you. And if you're at Shop Talk, you can stop by our booth.
Okay, thanks so much, Marco.
You got it.
All right, back here at Shop Talk, I'm here with Harry from Log Rocket. Hey, Harry.
Hey, how's it going?
Fantastic, fantastic. All right, so we're here on the floor. The show is buzzing. So much traffic, so many people. Why is it important to be at an event like Shop Talk?
So you guys don't have. Well, I think Shop Talk does a phenomenal job at connecting, a ton of brands around the world all into one location. Sometimes it's difficult to get the opportunity to connect people virtually, but we're here in a good spot. There's some great people here, and to get that facial interaction and just be able to connect with them, hear some of their thoughts on the space is always a good opportunity. We're happy to be out here.
Absolutely. Okay, and so Log Rocket, what is Log Rocket?
Yeah, so we're a session replay platform. We're used by a lot of e-commerce and digital teams to help get a better understanding of how users engage with their site in mobile applications, helping them point out issues, giving them that video playback to provide some qualitative context in what's actually happening in the user experience.
Okay, and you were just telling me about what a session replay actually is. So, in essence, it's basically AI that's monitoring your site and going through different sessions to make sure if there's issues, if there's something that frustrates the user, you can capture and correct all that data without having to manually monitor every interaction. Is that
Yeah, 100%. Like, just an example that comes top of mind, like Macy's, they have a big online presence. I know they're here at the show. So what someone from Macy's would use LogRocket for is understanding how a user is navigating through their website, how they're creating their purchases, and if they drop off the website and don't fulfill a purchase, LogRocket helps explain why that didn't happen.
Okay. All right, and so the big buzzword, of course, of the show is AI. There's no AI startups everywhere. Everyone's talking about their agentic tools and solutions and how that all works. Being in the industry yourself, how do you see AI changing retail over the next year?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to change it a lot. Obviously, it's going to make things a lot more direct and quick. From a purchase standpoint, you can do all your research with AI. From a software aspect, which is the area that LogRocket specializes in, we can loop in AI into our products to make it easier for the user to actually use the software and navigate through it. So definitely a big game changer.
Okay, all right, and people want to find out more about LogRocket and how they can potentially connect with you. What's the best way to do search online?
Yeah, I mean, we have a blog. There's the LogRocket blog where we're posting plenty of insights from what we hear with the leaders we connect with in the space. We have a podcast. It's called the Launch Pod. Feel free to check that out. My VP of Marketing, Jeff Wharton, runs that. Or just hit us up on LinkedIn. Always happy to chat.
Okay, thanks so much, Harry.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Bye.
All right, back here again at Shoptalk. I'm with Jack from Riskified. Hi, Jack.
Sir, how are you?
Hey, fantastic. How about you?
Doing well. First shop talk, so super excited to be here.
Yeah, likewise. This is my first time here, and the energy in this place is insane. So many people. It's all about e-com. Everyone in the industry says this is the place to be if you're in the Shopify world.
Yes, sir.
So tell us, what is Riskified? What do you do?
So Riskified is an e-commerce fraud prevention tool. So we sit at checkout and we approve or decline orders based on fraud risk. And if we end up approving an order that does result in a fraud chargeback, we actually reimburse the merchant for that order that we made a mistake of.
Okay, so fraud has been a constant issue in e-commerce and just shopping in general for so long. And it seems like the more technology evolves, the bad guys get smarter along with it, right? So it's something constantly. So how has AI, because AI is everywhere right now, how has that kind of evolved with fraud prevention landscape?
Yeah, so we kind of like to say we were doing AI and ML before it was the buzzword that everyone was using. We've been doing it since our company started back in 2013. So we're kind of ahead of the curve in terms of how we can combat against fraudsters using AI because we use AI models ourselves.
Okay, and what's the biggest thing these days e-commerce brands have to be concerned about with fraud?
So the biggest thing that they want to be concerned about is you want your approval rate as high as possible. So a lot of legacy fraud tools, they're rules-based. So they'll say if the shipping doesn't match the billing, we're going to decline this order. Whereas we're looking at 50 data points across all different things, even down to the language on the keyboard. So we can say, hey, this shipping might not match the billing, but we know this is a good order because we've seen good orders from this person across our merchant network.
Okay. And if people want to learn more and get in touch, what's the best way they can do so?
I mean, you can come right by the booth here at Shoptalk, or you can go to our website, riskified.com.
Okay. Thanks so much, Jack. Have a good one. All right, back here at Shoptalk, I'm here with Georgia from AdRoll. Hey, Georgia.
Hi, Dave. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How about you?
Good. Love to hear it. Love to be here.
Yeah, so I had to stop by. There's so much commotion at your booth. You're doing free headshots.
Yes, we are.
I asked what's with the hats. Your colleague told me about the cowboy party you have coming up later on tonight.
But let's talk about Shoptalk. So the energy of the show is amazing. The floor is buzzing. There's so many people here. Why is it so important if you're in retail to be at an event like this?
That's a great question, Dave. This is a great networking opportunity for absolutely anyone in the AI, marketing, like any kind of business aspect. For us specifically, we are an advertising platform, so anyone interested, if you're in the AI space or any kind of business looking to like expand their advertising capabilities, it's great to get business, but also just network, meet new people like Dave here. I never thought I would have ran into Dave, and here we are.
Yes, here we are. So of course you brought up AI.
Yes.
AI is absolutely everywhere.
Everywhere.
So many startups, everyone's talking about their AI. How do you see AI changing retail this coming year?
Oh my goodness, that is a loaded question. AI is changing everything drastically every day. I think specifically for retail, I think it's going to, I think everything's moving online. I think there's going to be a lot less foot traffic, more online traffic, more than, in the past, even though that's even common now. But that is a good question, and I look forward to maybe seeing what actually does come of that.
Yeah, and I feel like everyone is such a race now to get ahead, to implement, and it's evolving, it's changing so quick. But just seeing what some of these people are doing, what's capable, what's possible with agents, it's inspiring.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, absolutely. Yeah. And you meet people like ourselves or any other person here, and you learn something new every single time you talk to someone, which is awesome. And it gets me excited for the future, honestly, because AI is a powerful tool. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so now you guys have the Headshot Lounge here.
Yes.
You give away free headshots. Why is a good headshot so important?
For many reasons. LinkedIn is, social media, AI, everything is becoming so popular, and to have a good headshot on LinkedIn is very important to gain the attention of not only people who are visiting your profile, but who maybe might be interested in your business. If you're looking for a new job, it's always important to put your best foot forward. So we have the Headshot Lounge here to attract people to get, new headshots so that they can do that.
Okay, and so with ad roll specifically, how do you stand out from competitors in terms of helping your customers get found?
That is a great question. I think the number one thing about ad roll is a lot of people come to us for a customer support team. So we are going to hold your hand as little or as much as you'd like, and we really just want the best for you at the end of the day. We specifically target retail, e-commerce, B2C companies, and essentially we want you to either engage more customers who look like your audience currently, or bring back those customers who maybe came to your site but didn't convert in whatever aspect that was. So yeah, I think we are just we're a funnel for support. I really, really, truly think that.
Love that. Okay.
Yeah.
And if people want to learn more and potentially engage you for your services, what's the best way they can find you online?
Go to adroll.com. We have a B2C and a B2B website, and we would love to connect with you. Request a demo, and we would love to talk to you.
Okay, Georgia, thanks so much.
Dave, thank you. Nice to meet you.
All right.